Taurus, there's something about the month of January that you're going to go through. You're going to go through a major change of belief, a major change of how you see the world, and you're going to experience some divine and positive flow in a graceful and easy way regarding career and the gains of your career. Indeed, there may even be some lucky breaks with money when we get into the middle of January. Also, Neptune is moving into your 12th house, and this is going to be a new vibe for 14 years. It's a big deal. And the energy that's exciting, and like you'll see that in the thumbnail, is the cosmic reset that Mars and Venus are making for you in a place that we often associate with belief. But it's more than that, it's life purpose. And so there's kind of a sense that the universe begins to orient you towards a new direction in life. And that new direction, which is exciting, is to be in alignment with one's desire for meaning and purpose in life, so that you're not living an ordinary life, but a meaningful and purposeful one. If that applies to you, something that you're yearning for, then we're going to see how those changes start to take form in the month of January. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian. I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac. Whole sign houses and fixed stars are a part of my major storylines in my astrology that I put out here on YouTube. Probably I have about 30 videos a month, etc. I did a lot of stuff for you guys. If you like this kind of content, or it's predictive and it helps you time your best life, please like, subscribe, then hit the notification bell. And the only thing I want to share with you is I do have my 2026 individual or all signs bundle videos available for sale at this time. Those are 2+ hours long with a 26-page PDF guidebook for the year ahead from me for a mere $55 for the bundle. You can listen for Sun, Moon, and Rising, share with friends and family. Great stocking stuffer, great New Year's gift. Or you can buy your individual sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising, whatever you like, for $22. Get that information about how to purchase that product down below in my description box. Let's get started with the month ahead. The biggest news story of the month of January is Mars and Venus co-joining with the sun in Capricorn and making a life reset. And this life reset button will change the direction of your life when it comes to the 9th house. And because Mars resets things for 2 years and Venus for about a year, some of you can see that the beginning seeds of a new shift in your 9th house will apply. It could mean moving to a foreign land, traveling to a foreign country, going on a pilgrimage. It could mean getting involved with a spiritual community, a religious community. It could mean getting a book publishing deal, going back to school, college, or university. Some of you might do that as a result of this sort of shift of energy and changing of the direction of your life that begins in January 2026. We also have a couple lunations to talk about. And of course, the big story, Neptune moving into your 12th house. Let me bring up the sky so we can go through it together in the next 25 minutes or so. Taurus, as we begin January, just as we begin, like on December 31st and January 1st, there is a square between Mercury and Uranus. Mercury will actually be at the end of your 8th house of chunky money. Okay, and Neptune. And so there may be a moment of confusion or uncertainty about something that you're trying to figure out to do with money. It could be taxes, rebates, inheritances, money's connected to friendship, money's connected to career payouts or severance packages, just this weird kind of like uncertainty, confusion, not knowing what's true or real. Consider that to be a story that's finding its way out of its story, like it's ending on January 1st, but the last 2 days of December, it's lingering into the day of January 1st. Now, as we move past that narrative, we start to see that there's a Capricorn stellium building up in your 9th house. It's going to get even more chock-a-block, but the energy of Capricorn 9th house stories for a Taurus have to do with what your faith in life is about, what your spiritual belief, what your spiritual ideologies are about. It's a house of God. And this kind of stellium is importantly more than a normal stellium, because these can happen every time of year around this time, because it's also accompanied by 2 reset buttons. Venus will join the sun, and then Mars will follow suit. And we'll even have a triple conjunction between the 3 planets. Oh my God. It's a nice, rare, powerful energy. The last time we even saw Mars co-joining the sun here was in the end of December of 1993, which means that 1994 and 1995, okay? Or if you want to go back to the time before that, go all of 79 to all of 78. 1980 or go all of 1994 to all of 1995. Those times of your life, Mars resets your ninth house with the Sun conjunction. So that's how rare this thing is. And it takes 2 years to fully flesh out. But the beginning is in this January epicenter ignition button. You might find yourself really desiring, let's go through this in chronological order. You really might desire, as Venus will move into the Sun and connect on the 6th, you might really desire from that solar conjunction something along the lines, because Venus is your desires, okay? On January 6th, with the Sun at 16 tower shock degrees, you might desire something dramatic to do with going to a foreign land, traveling to a foreign place, restarting or going to school, going into an educational setting, going on a pilgrimage, winning at a legal battle, getting a book publishing deal, starting a podcast. But whatever she's doing is going to take up to 10 months to fully flesh out. She's not visible again till mid-January. So some of this is kind of like the seed is planted and the sprouts are on the way. Because Mercury's there, might be information on you. So you might get an email, a phone call, a text message, or, some kind of official information that is going to help you know what this new direction is about. You might feel that to be a true thing in the first week of January, where Mercury can participate by giving you that kind of info that you need to understand what this is really about, right? He's the messenger up there. And in a way, if you have a psychological like helper, like a guide, a coach or mentor or spiritual advisor, some powerful breakthrough information or understanding, and I say breakthrough because of Uranus in your sign, can come from consulting those types of people. Now, one thing about the sky is that as Venus finishes up with the Sun, right, then she's going to move forward and she's going to co-join on the 8th of the month, 7th and 8th of the month with Mars, the cosmic lovers resetting their button together, which happens approximately every 2 years. I think you're going to have a big reset button with the idea of the ninth house. It is ruled by Saturn in the house of career gains, and the ninth house is one's purpose. So passion and desire unite to find you purpose that allows for career satisfaction, the actualization of your long-range goals and dreams when it comes to matters of career or direction for success in your life. And certainly having the cosmic lovers do a reset button, I'll be doing a whole different video on this because it's too powerful to ignore, invites a change of job or a change of work. And that's because Venus is ruling the work house. Well, Mars is the god of change and wants to bring you a new direction or a change of direction when it comes to that stuff. Now, it's possible too with a Mars ruling the 7th house of marriage and the cosmic lovers uniting in the sign of temples, churches, and synagogues. Some of you might be looking at wedding or marriage proposals coming off this January sky. Maybe you'll get the proposal in January, the first 9 or 10 days, or maybe you'll get the information that a wedding wants to be planned. That could be happening too. And it may be even more visibly true as you move into February. Well, then Mars conjoins the Sun on the 9th of the month, like he hasn't done since 94, 95, like those 2 years, or 79, 80. So you can compare notes. When Mars is with the Sun here at 19 degrees of Capricorn on January the 9th, probably not a lot's going to happen, but I've always seen with my clients that if you take notes, the texts, the emails, the phone calls, the photos, the people you talked to, the places you went, the clues are there pretty well, maybe January 8th, 9th, and 10th about what the long game of this is, because the long game is 2 years long. It's going to take you all the way through 26 and 2027 to fully flesh out the change, exciting change, as my thumbnail says, that Mars is activating in your 9th house, because you also have grandchildren there, and it also activates your fertility and pregnancy house. This could open up significant changes regarding the grandchildren or children, having them, getting them, or changes in your relationships to them, or your children having children. Venus is a fertility goddess as well. So we might see some of those stories emerging for a Taurus. In the months that follow, Venus would bring fertility stories about children and grandchildren within 9 or 10 months. Okay, so by October, and if it's a Mars story, then Mars might say, okay, we got a 2-year run on this story. Let's see what happens. Are you single looking for love? Well, Taurus, look no further than people from foreign lands and distant shores who are super karmically connected to you because, of course, all of this trines a South Node in your 5th house. So you might find yourself falling in love with a soulmate from a distant shore, foreign land, different language, different culture, or because you are traveling. I bet your bottom dollar some of you are going to go on spiritual pilgrimages or travel for spiritual reasons, probably in the next 10 months from this particular January. But it could bring you love coming off of that direction, or love in a spiritual community, or love in an academic setting. So this kind of energy that we see in the first week are reset buttons that can take months to unfold. So don't be impatient and expect it on the day of the events, right? Which is January 6th and the 9th. It's not exactly like that, but pay attention to the clues around those days. Now, as everybody begins to move forward, the exciting thing I like most about this month, I mean, one of the things, I forgot to share with you the January 3rd moon. I always do that. On January 3rd, there is going to be a brand new moon coming through your sky. It's going to be full. It's not a brand new. It's a full moon. It's in the sign of Capricorn. It's in the sign of Cancer. That's down here. There's the moon. Now it's hugging Jupiter, full moon. And Jupiter's a benefic, exalted. The moon's in her home kingdom. Hallelujah. The best moon of the year. I love it. And it's going to be something to do with an expansion of your neighborhood, your neighbors that bring prosperity or joy. It could be a relocation to a different neighborhood. It could be expansion of prosperity connected to things to do with your social media, marketing, selling, learning, teaching environments. It can open up a very powerful and positive and very fortunate story connected to some of your siblings. They could have some really good luck coming off of this as well. The moon represents one's home, and this is the neighborhood. And it's possible, especially with Venus in the 9th house, ruling the house of rentals. So some of you are just going to be moving your home to a new property, and some of it might be a rental property. And that would be true anytime after January the 3rd, okay? And Venus is witnessing this, so she would bring you a new place to live in a new neighborhood. And the keyword would probably be a rental opportunity. Now, let's get back. It's good for writing. This is a signature for the writer. This is the 3rd house of writing. So if you want to be writing, that's going to work really well for some of you Taurians. As we move forward, we begin to move into a sustained mini grand trine. This triangle is auspicious and positive. And you'll notice that, when we had all these resets, Jupiter was witnessing them, which can be a blessing. Yes, it can be a blessing from Lord Jupiter on those reset buttons. But I want to go over now to this triangle that begins to form. First, Venus does it, then the Sun, Mercury pitches in, and then Mars. Everyone wants to make this blue triangle happen. So let's play with that quality of that blessing together. You begin to feel it, hopefully not fear it, around January 13th and 14th as Venus becomes activated. And what she does is she's going to wake up in her home kingdom, a sudden breakthrough or surprise connected to this Uranus retrograde, also on a star for wealth called Algol, but also kind of a shock or a decapitation. But it's a trine from Lord Venus in her boss babe Capricorn placement. And because there's wealth in that star as well, it's a possible good moment for you on the financial front. If you're dealing with wealth and legal or court matters, wealth and third marriage partnerships, wealth and foreigners and foreign lands, wealth and publishing industry stuff, I don't know. This is 9th house, first house breakthroughs and break frees. Human resource departments, those kind of like, the back end, the administrative end of corporations are activated. It could be a very powerful human resources upgrade. They want to move you to a new division. You're going to get a higher sense of success in your career. And one thing, headhunters are reaching out to get you on a new job. That's possible. And with the energy of the retrograde going on here with Uranus, you might have had an idea of this possible career advancement opportunity before now, but it didn't quite gel. And now, because Uranus will be direct February 1st or so, it can go forward as January unfolds, an old opportunity returning to you in a new way, in a professional capacity. We're talking about headhunters, human resources, interviewing, back end stuff before you actually get the job. With the 11th house, this is where the apex of the triangle is. It's an exceedingly positive pennies from heaven windfalls house. But it's also just the actualization of professional goals, dreams, long range plans, as well as more profitability or success, like the gains of your career. Saturn wants steadfast, and Neptune wants visionary dream come true. So there can be like a golden dream come true career story going on for you here. Okay, so you start to feel it on the 13th, 14th, 15th of January. Look for Mercury to deliver a text, phone call, email, right? Pay attention. Mercury's up in the 9th house, and he's also good for delivering breakthrough dreams as well, but also just get that information through those mechanisms of Mercury, the mailman, right? Bringing you these opportunities that I'm seeing. So when Venus is activating it, first of all, right? Remember, she's not visible till February. So even getting a call, getting a new upgrade, a job, an interview, some of this stuff is happening, right? January 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, but not maybe actually fulfilling itself to completion through until February. And of course, she'll be moving into your career house, which is lucky. And then we see that the sun is activating the same triangle. So all the same stories, but the sun is visible and can make it real. So that would be signing a contract, taking aim, finding the thing, consolidating that's coming through. Venus's lucky opening for you. And then we move into the fact that Mercury and Mars and Mercury now team up and try to make this thing. Mercury and Mars are going to join together here, of course, very briefly around the 17th of January. Just think of that as something along the lines of some information or news that wants to come to you that helps you change a direction or make a decision. Okay. Around January 17th, Venus has initiated the whole process. It's one story in multiple parts. As Mars and Mercury are now activating this mini trine, remember that Mars is the ruler of your marriage house, as well as legal contracts and agreements. And there may be some stories there that are going to be very highlighted on January the 17th. And Mercury is the ruler of your, because he's involved, of your second house of career earnings. So again, it looks like some good money stories are happening, legal contracts and money, job opportunities and money, advancement, and a realization of a goal professionally as well. So it feels good. And when we see this kind of intense, like reactivation of one formation in our sky, we can only imagine it's like a little capstone or a little UFO or something that is going to completely work to make it feel like January 13th through till about January the 24th even, you're going to be feeling a huge amount of flow. And I'll be showing you why. So as we continue, Mercury is here and he is going to be in a trine to Uranus. That is something along the lines of exciting breakthrough news, shocking, surprising, exciting information connected to windfalls, pennies from heaven, career gains, aspiration, goals, and dreams being realized, foreign people, foreign shores, information, etc. But it's like kaboom, positive and exciting energy on the 19th. Mars follows up. Mars sits up here and he says, I'll take the last bit of it. He's mopping up after everybody. Yes, he's invisible until mid-March. Therefore, some of that may be his turn and he's going to say, well, now I'm planting change for you. You need to make some decisions. You might want to move to another country, change your job. Mars is the ruler of your legal contract. Sign the dotted line on the new job opportunity. Mars rules a house of distant shores. There's a lot of maybe getting employed by a foreign company, maybe moving to another country for work, maybe just having a really good outcome with that upgrade in your job. And Mars wants you to, this is a decision point or the turning point, the grand finale of all of that energy that's been building up ever since the 13th. Now we're on the 20th, 21st. Right. And this is a very beautiful and very intense sky. And I want you to look at then on January the 18th, there is also a lunation. It is a new moon at 28 degrees of the sign of Capricorn. So the moon will be here. This will be on the 18th and it will be at 28 Capricorn. So some of you might use this new moon and the 6 months that follows to have a fresh start with the following themes. your spiritual beliefs, your religious and spiritual community, your academic and higher education goals or achievements, a fresh start and a new beginning when it comes to legal and court matters. And Mars is very strong in Capricorn and can help you win at legal things that the judges need to decree. And a fresh start, new beginning is also planted here when it comes to your purpose in life. You may be orienting towards a new life purpose and a new life direction. Now you can see the building up of the Aquarius stellium. And in this regard, as Mars moves into Aquarius on the 23rd of January, suddenly you'll notice that there is a huge amount of focus on your career, your reputation, your actions in the world. This is a place where you say to yourself, I want to be successful. I want to accomplish something. I want to achieve something. I want everyone to see how amazeballs I'm doing in my visible achievements in the world. So there's a lot of energy that comes into the sky, like really intense. Let's say January 20th to the end of the month, where you're highly focused on career achievement and advancement. Even if you're retired, then you care a lot about what people think you're up to in the world, and you're showing up big in the public eye or in the eyes of people who know you. With Venus ruling the sixth house of work itself, this totally looks like a work story that's trying to emerge. Mercury rules the house of earnings. So all said and done, it's an Artha energy: work, money, earnings, increased success. And with Venus up there with Pluto, a wealth yoga is forming. Now, Venus will be up there giving you luck in your career space all the way from January 17th to February 10th. All of a sudden, you are golden. Yes, she's not quite visible yet. So there could be more like, you know it's going well. Like the boss is telling you you're going to get the promotion. You're getting all kinds of good feedback from the company. Or, you know that behind the scenes in your work environment, the thing that's being plotted throughout this window of time, seriously, January 17th to February 10th, is going to bring you great career success and an increase in your finances from your career. So you're just kind of getting it all in place, and it feels good, and it's going to work out, whatever this is. Okay. And I do like the wealth yoga and power and wealth energy coming. The power is there. The wealth is there. The success is there for you. What an amazing powerhouse stellium. Mercury will be in the heart of the sun, and it's called Akazemi, in a superior conjunction to the sun. This is going to be on January 21st, a couple days back. When he joins the sun, it's a reset button, and the 6 weeks that follow say reset your career. Also, it's a great day for emails, phone calls, texts. Apply that usefully. Call the boss, email the human resources department, put out something into the public that you need everyone to see you doing in your career. Okay, it's a good day to launch something like that. But on more than that, January 21st is a reset button for a fresh start over the 6 weeks that follows this reset button in the career space. Again, a lot of you are getting some kind of new energy, fresh energy in your career, in your reputation, in your job and workspace. And then you can even see the North Node piling up with the moon on the 21st to increase your success professionally, especially when it comes to influence, recognition, and finances. Now, as we move forward into the later part of the storyline, and you'll notice here as we move towards the 24th of the month, you're going to have an eyeball, just a little tiny story going on of something positive where Mars will flow to Neptune. And of course, let's move it back a bit. It's right here. Mars will flow to Neptune on the 22nd. This is going to indicate some kind of dreamy, clear, visionary, tangible windfall, pennies from heaven, golden opportunity that's a dream come true connected to career or education. Probably either of those. Now, getting accepted at your favorite school. I don't know, getting your dream job opportunity. Now we move forward to Mars and Pluto on the 27th, 28th. This is not good for the world. Usually it's going to look like a bad, event where brutal things could happen. But in your chart, you're not going to be brutal. You're going to be having a major turning point, transformation, death and rebirth, making decisions and taking actions to affect it. And so Mars and Pluto together, you can see them on the 23rd. They're building up to be exactly together on around the 26th, 27th. And so 25th, 26th, 27th. So here we have the 27th of January, and we still have a stellium up there, but now Pluto is like, hey, when push comes to shove, you are determined, you are powerful, and you are unstoppable. We'll call this, I'm powerfully determined and I'm absolutely unstoppable. There's momentum, there's power, and there's intensity, and there's good news in your career. So we're going to go from about the 25th to the 30th. Venus hooks up with Mercury as well. It's all about some good news, good developments, and good wealthing, powerful upgrades in your career. So if you don't have a job, it certainly looks like you're getting one, right? Look at that moon down there in Gemini, and Mercury would be like, okay, let's get a job. Let's do it. And there's something else going on. If you have a job, it's like, where has it failed to manifest as the dream job? Where have you felt like you missed the mark? It's not the vision you had for yourself, because this is like trying to fix that, right? The work, the job, the career, the money is trying to reorient you. And I think that around the last week of January, right, the last 7 days of January or 8 days of January, you really feel this shift, this really intense and beautiful new beginning. Like hope is dawning, and be patient. Venus says, I can make it all come true by mid-February for sure. And Mars says, all come true by mid-March for sure. So some seeds are being oriented towards career success for you here. And finally, I want to mention as well, there was something else. Neptune moves on January 26th into Aries, which is going to be an interesting time for you, because you're going to be dealing with this planet here for 14 years. There was like last year, March 30th to October 22nd, you had a taste of Neptune here. And it can open up a change in your spiritual life. You might start meditating. You might be dreaming more at night. You might be getting ready to look squarely at Chiron, Neptune, healing addictions, self-undoing, substance abuse, or whatever, what substance is abusing you, and making some profound turning point shifts. But Neptune here can be very much an enlightenment transit. So, get your meditation practice, go to see Eckhart Tolle, do what you want. You've got a literal power now. You got literally like 14 years to go, but it's really opening up that transition towards a more spiritual intensity in your life and surrender and unconditional love. Neptune here as well with Chiron until 2027 is really good for kicking addictions, escapism, and bad habits. Okay. You'll really be into move those away from your life. And don't forget, Saturn will join Neptune on Valentine's Day, making the ability to get outside, to get away from escapist tendencies through habits, addictions, or whatever. And Saturn gives you the backbone to do it, to get out from underneath those storylines of self-sabotage. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. That really does help the channel grow. And I've been telling people at the end of my video, like a little beggar, I don't know what's going on with the algorithm on YouTube for some of us astrologers. Steve Judd, like his stuff, stalled out, can't get past 129 now for 2 months. I've always grown by a minimum of 2,000 subscribers a month, sometimes 4. November was 1,700. And now I just spent a week and I got 100 subscribers. That would mean I get 400 subscribers a month. That might not be sustainable, because this channel has to grow in order for it to be productive for my income, because I make my money doing this channel for you guys. And so if there's any chance that you're not subscribed, please do share this video series with friends and family. I've never seen a more difficult 2 months for subscribers on my channel. My content hasn't changed. My format hasn't changed. It's not me. It's something going on with the YouTube algorithm, probably not sharing the content outside of the little fishbowl of my current subscribers. So if you want to help me, please do. If I can't turn it around, I'm surrendered to God. I don't care. It's just my thing. If I can't turn it around, I will not be doing this channel next year. So just give me a hand, subscribe, see if we can't beat the system, whatever the system is up to. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Everything about me is in the description box below. Everything. I'm having a Mars webinar coming up, a free Mercury Cazimi webinar coming up in January. So if you want to get into those, one's free, one's not, everything about me, all the things I'm offering in the description box underneath the video. Thanks.